Welcome to A Fresh Perspective, a new lens to view the world. This is Let's Take Another Look. We're here to challenge the norm, scrutinize the established, and make you question everything you thought you knew. This is not just another YouTube channel, this is an intellectual revolution. Today's insights are brought to you by Let's Take Another Look Media, your portal to curiosity and knowledge. Stay tuned, stay curious, and always take another look. Before we dive into today's topic, we want to remind you of the simple ways to support our intellectual revolution. If you're enjoying our content and want to stay in the loop, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell to receive notifications. This way, you'll never miss an opportunity to question, learn, and grow with us. After all, curiosity didn't kill the cat, it gave it 9 lives. Now, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Ever wondered how a group of slaves built one of the most influential nations in history? This question brings us to the book of Exodus, a riveting tale of bondage, liberation, and divine law. The book of Exodus, the second book of the Bible, holds a profound significance in both religious and historical contexts. It's a narrative that captures the essence of hope, resilience, and faith, showing us how a group of slaves rise against their oppressors and establish a nation under the guidance of a divine power. Traditionally, the authorship of Exodus is ascribed to Moses, the prophet who leads the Israelites to freedom. Though this attribution is not without its controversies, it does not diminish the book's impact or importance. The teachings and events recorded in Exodus have shaped the faiths of billions across the globe, influencing the doctrines of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Exodus is not just a religious text. It's a historical document that provides insights into the practices, beliefs, and struggles of an ancient people. It paints a vivid picture of a society in transition, a nation in the making, and a culture defined by its faith. This book is a testament to the human spirit's indomitable will to survive, to fight for freedom, and to uphold justice. It's a story of a people who, despite their hardships, held onto their faith and followed a path laid out by a higher power. But Exodus is not just about the past. It's about the present and the future too. Its teachings continue to resonate with us, reminding us of the importance of freedom, faith, and justice. Its narratives continue to inspire, offering lessons of courage, resilience, and hope. So, what's the story behind the Israelites' transformation from slaves to nation builders? What trials did they face, and how did they overcome them? How did their faith shape their journey? And what impact did it have on their culture and society? Join us as we delve into the fascinating narrative of the Exodus. Imagine living in a land not your own, enslaved and oppressed. This was the reality for the Israelites in Egypt thousands of years ago. They were a people without freedom, their lives dictated by a power that viewed them as less than human. The Israelites found themselves in the land of the pyramids following a famine that had ravaged their homeland. Initially welcomed because of the favor Joseph, one of their own, had found with the Pharaoh, they soon multiplied and became a formidable force within Egypt. This growth, however, didn't go unnoticed. The Egyptian Pharaoh, feeling threatened, decided to suppress them, turning their lives into a living nightmare. Under the iron fist of Pharaoh, the Israelites were subjected to harsh conditions. They were forced into labor, burdened with the construction of grand cities, pyramids, and monuments that showcased Egypt's might. Their lives were marked by the whip's crack, the weight of heavy stones, and the scorching desert sun. But amidst this darkness, a glimmer of hope was born. Enter Moses, a child of an Israelite family, but raised as an Egyptian prince. His birth was nothing short of miraculous, his mother placing him in a basket and setting him adrift on the Nile to save him from Pharaoh's decree to kill all newborn Hebrew boys. Found by Pharaoh's daughter and raised in the palace, Moses was uniquely positioned to bridge the gap between the oppressors and the oppressed. Despite his royal upbringing, Moses could not ignore the plight of his people. After witnessing an Egyptian taskmaster's cruelty towards a Hebrew slave, Moses was pushed to a point of no return. This event sparked the flame of rebellion, setting Moses on a path that would forever change the course of history. The Israelites' story in Egypt is more than just a tale of suffering. It's a testament to their resilience, their unyielding spirit, and their unwavering faith in a better tomorrow. And it's the beginning of an extraordinary journey that would lead them from bondage to liberation. But hope was around the corner, in the form of a man named Moses. Born a slave, raised as a prince, destined to be a liberator. The life of Moses is as compelling as it is paradoxical. Born to Hebrew slaves in an era of relentless Egyptian oppression, Moses was hidden away by his desperate mother in a basket on the Nile. Here, fate played its hand, and Moses was discovered and adopted by Pharaoh's daughter, catapulting him to a life of luxury and power in the royal palace. Yet despite the grandeur of his surroundings, Moses couldn't deny his roots. A deep-seated empathy for his people's suffering sparked a fire within him. This fire would later manifest in a violent outburst against an Egyptian taskmaster, forcing Moses into exile. He fled to Midian, a land far from the grandeur of Pharaoh's court, and here he lived as a humble shepherd. In the solitude of the wilderness, Moses encountered the divine. A bush, ablaze but not consumed, drew him in. From within this burning bush, God spoke to Moses, revealing his plan to liberate the Israelites from the chains of slavery. It was a daunting mission, one that would pit Moses against the might of Pharaoh. But Moses was not alone. He was bestowed with divine powers, a staff that could perform miracles and the assurance of God's guidance. Moses returned to Egypt, not as a prince but as a prophet, armed with a divine mandate. He demanded the release of his people, but Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Each refusal only strengthened Moses' resolve to free his people. Despite the odds, he stood firm, ready to challenge the might of Pharaoh, ready to lead his people to freedom. Armed with divine power and a purpose, Moses was ready to challenge Pharaoh. His story is a testament to the power of faith, the strength of the human spirit, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. The rise of Moses marked the beginning of a journey that would forever change the course of history. When divine warnings go unheeded, calamity follows. So it was in the land of Egypt, where Pharaoh's hardened heart led to a series of 10 devastating plagues. These were not random occurrences, but purposeful acts of divine intervention, each one carrying a profound significance. The first plague was the transformation of the Nile's water into blood, a direct challenge to Egypt's life-giving river god. It represented a symbolic death of Egypt's vitality, a stark warning that went ignored by Pharaoh. The second and third plagues brought forth frogs and lice. These were not just annoyances, but symbols of Egyptian deities. By turning their symbols of worship into plagues, the message was clear. The gods of Egypt were powerless against the God of the Israelites. The fourth plague, swarms of flies, indicated a breach in the natural order, while the fifth and sixth plagues, disease of livestock and boils on humans, pointed to the vulnerability of life itself. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained unyielding. The seventh, eighth, and ninth plagues, hail, locust, and darkness, were dramatic displays of divine power. The hail was a rebuke to the sky goddess Nut, the locust devoured the crops under the protection of the harvest god, and the darkness was a direct affront to Ra, the sun god. Each plague was a blow to the heart of Egyptian religious belief, yet Pharaoh's heart was hardened further. The final and most devastating plague was the death of the firstborn, a direct challenge to Pharaoh's authority and the divine status of the royal family. It was a tragic and horrifying event that finally broke Pharaoh's resistance. The death of the firstborn represented the ultimate power of life and death, held only by the true God. Finally, the 10th plague broke Pharaoh's resistance, opening the door to freedom. Each plague was a step on the road to liberation, a journey from bondage to freedom, a testament to the power and authority of the God of the Israelites. Freedom at last, but the journey was far from over. With the final plague causing an unbearable loss, the Egyptians urged the Israelites to leave their land. Under the leadership of Moses, the Israelites embarked on their journey towards freedom. Yet, this exodus was not a casual stroll to liberty, but a dramatic escape from the chains of bondage. The Israelites found themselves at the edge of the Red Sea, a seemingly insurmountable obstacle standing between them and their freedom. But then, a miracle occurred. Moses, guided by divine intervention, stretched out his staff over the sea, and the waters divided, creating a pathway for the Israelites to cross. This was not just a path through a body of water, but a path towards a future of freedom, a testament to the miraculous nature of their journey. Yet, their escape was not going unnoticed. Pharaoh, regretting his decision to let his workforce leave, sent his formidable army in hot pursuit. The Israelites, who were halfway across, could hear the thundering sound of chariots and horses closing in. Their hearts pounded, their breaths hitched, but they kept moving, trusting in the promise of deliverance. Just as the last Israelite stepped onto the other side, Moses once again raised his staff. The sea closed in, swallowing the entire Egyptian army, their chariots, their horses in its mighty waters. The Israelites watched in awe as the sea, their barrier to freedom just a while ago, became their shield, protecting them from their pursuers. This miraculous escape, this exodus, was a pivotal moment in the history of the Israelites. It was a testament to their faith, their resilience, and their unyielding hope for a future where they were no longer slaves but free people. The sea parted, their pursuers were vanquished, but the wilderness awaited. In the wilderness, a nation was formed. Here, under the blistering sun and amidst the shifting sands, the Israelites were shaped into a collective identity. The wilderness was not merely a physical space, but a crucible of transformation, a place where a group of ex-slaves became a unified nation. The journey through the wilderness was not an easy one. The Israelites faced daunting challenges, from lack of food and water to the constant threat of hostile tribes. However, despite these hardships, they persevered. They were driven by a shared sense of purpose, a belief in a promised land that awaited them at the end of their journey. In this harsh environment, the Israelites witnessed miracles that further solidified their faith. They experienced the miraculous provision of manna, a substance as fine as frost, that appeared on the ground each morning. This bread from heaven provided the sustenance they needed to survive in the barren wilderness. But it wasn't just food that was provided. When the Israelites were parched with thirst, water flowed from a rock at Moses' command. These miracles were not just about survival, but about the affirmation of faith. They served as tangible reminders of divine intervention and the covenant they shared with God. After enduring these trials and tribulations, the Israelites arrived at Mount Sinai. This wasn't just another stop on their journey, it was a significant milestone. Mount Sinai was where the Israelites were to receive the laws that would govern their society, the 10 Commandments. The journey through the wilderness was more than a physical trek. It was a spiritual odyssey. It was here that the Israelites learned to trust in divine providence, to rely on each other, and to form a unique national identity. At Mount Sinai, they were about to receive a divine law that would shape their future. These laws, handed down from God to Moses, would lay the foundation for their society and provide a moral compass for generations to come. The wilderness and Mount Sinai marked a defining chapter in their story, shaping the Israelites into the nation they were destined to become. Here, amidst thunder and lightning, a covenant was made. This was no ordinary pact, but a divine decree that would shape the course of an entire nation. We're talking about the 10 Commandments, a set of laws given to the Israelites by God at Mount Sinai. But these weren't just rules to be followed. They were, in essence, a moral compass, a guide to living a righteous and meaningful life. From "you shall have no other gods before me," to "you shall not covet," these commandments encompass the fundamental principles of faith, reverence, respect, and integrity. Imagine the scene. The Israelites, recently freed from bondage in Egypt, gathered at the foot of Mount Sinai. As Moses ascended the mountain, the people waited in anticipation. There, at the summit, God spoke to Moses, delivering the 10 Commandments. These were not only laws, but also a promise, a covenant between God and His chosen people. The significance of the 10 Commandments cannot be overstated. They formed the foundation of the Israelites' legal and ethical systems, influencing countless civilizations for thousands of years. More importantly, they were a testament to the Israelites' unique relationship with God. They were chosen not because they were the most numerous, but because they were the smallest of nations. And with these laws, God entrusted them with a great responsibility. But the 10 Commandments weren't just about obedience. They were about instilling values. They were about shaping a community. They were about creating a nation built on justice, respect, and faith. And they were about understanding that every action, every decision has consequences. So, when we talk about the 10 Commandments, we're not just talking about a list of do's and don'ts. We're talking about a blueprint for a society, a framework for ethical living, and a testament of a people's covenant with their God. The 10 Commandments, more than just laws, were the foundation of a new nation. And they remain, even today, a significant part of our moral fabric, echoing through the ages, reminding us of our responsibilities to each other and to the divine. Even amidst divine wonders, human weakness prevailed. As we journey further into the book of Exodus, we encounter a moment of profound discord, the incident of the golden calf. Moses, the chosen leader, had ascended Mount Sinai, leaving the Israelites below. As days turned into weeks, the Israelites, stricken by fear and uncertainty, made a fateful decision. They collected their gold, melted it down, and formed a calf, an idol to worship. In doing so, they violated one of the newly received commandments: "You shall have no other gods before me." This act of idolatry, a desperate attempt to find comfort and guidance in the tangible, represents a fundamental human frailty. But it also sets the stage for one of the most potent themes in Exodus: repentance. When Moses descended the mountain, his reaction was swift and severe. The golden calf was destroyed, and the Israelites were chastised for their transgression. Yet, despite their betrayal, Moses interceded on their behalf before God, pleading for mercy. And mercy was granted, revealing another of Exodus's central themes: God's enduring patience and love for his people. Even in their moments of weakness, God did not abandon the Israelites. Instead, he instructed them to build the Tabernacle, a portable sanctuary that would house his presence during their journey. This divine dwelling place, meticulously described in the latter chapters of Exodus, signified God's commitment to remain with his people. The tabernacle, with its intricate design and purpose, was more than just a physical structure. It served as a symbol of God's unbroken relationship with the Israelites, a testament to his forgiveness and enduring presence. The construction of the tabernacle, following the incident of the golden calf, underscores the transformative power of repentance and the boundless mercy of God. Despite their failings, God remained with his people, guiding them towards their destiny. The golden calf and the tabernacle, two contrasting symbols, together encapsulate the human struggle between faith and doubt and the divine promise of steadfast love and guidance. The Exodus, more than just a historical event, is a story of faith and freedom. In the annals of history, the Exodus stands as a beacon of hope and resilience. It symbolizes the triumph of the human spirit over oppression, the victory of faith over fear. But the legacy of Exodus extends far beyond its historical implications. It has seeped into the roots of various cultural, literary, and artistic expressions, casting a profound influence that is palpable even today. The journey of the Israelites from Egypt to the Promised Land has been a recurring theme in literature. It's a narrative of liberation, a narrative that resonates with people across cultures and time. This tale of emancipation has been retold in countless forms, from epic poems and novels to plays and films, offering a universal message of hope and endurance. The Exodus also has an indelible imprint on art. It has been immortalized in countless paintings, sculptures, and murals. The parting of the Red Sea, the burning bush, the 10 Commandments. These iconic scenes have been depicted by artists through the ages, each with their unique interpretation and perspective. Furthermore, the Exodus has deeply influenced cultures worldwide. It's a story that has shaped religious beliefs, moral codes, and societal norms. The 10 Commandments in particular have served as a moral compass, guiding societies towards justice and righteousness. The Exodus is more than just a biblical story. It's a symbol of resilience and liberation that resonates with all of humanity. It's a testament to the belief that no matter how dire the circumstances, faith can be a beacon of hope, a guiding light towards freedom. In today's world, where injustice and inequality still persist, the Exodus serves as a reminder of the power of faith and the indomitable spirit of humanity. It inspires us to stand against oppression, to champion for justice, and to never lose hope. The Exodus, a testament to the human spirit's indomitable will for freedom, continues to inspire us. From slavery to nationhood, the journey of the Israelites is a captivating tale. This narrative, told through the pages of the book of Exodus, is a testament to the power of faith and resilience. We began our journey in the land of Egypt, where the Israelites were bound in chains of oppression. Their cries for freedom echoed through the ages, resonating with anyone who has ever felt the weight of injustice. The Egyptian bondage not only symbolizes physical slavery, but also the mental and spiritual chains that bind us. Then we witnessed the rise of a leader, Moses, a man of humble beginnings, chosen to lead his people to freedom. His story is a reminder that sometimes the most unlikely individuals can rise to greatness, demonstrating that leadership comes from courage, conviction, and a commitment to justice. We delved into the 10 plagues, a dramatic series of events that showcased the power and authority of a higher force. This narrative reminds us that even the mightiest of empires can crumble before the divine will. The Exodus itself was a monumental event, a mass migration that marked the beginning of a new chapter for the Israelites. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, the longing for freedom, and the will to fight for it. Our journey took us through the wilderness and up to Mount Sinai, where the Israelites received the Ten Commandments. These laws continue to serve as a moral compass, a set of guidelines that foster social harmony and personal growth. We saw the Israelites falter with the golden calf and then find redemption in the construction of the Tabernacle. These events underscore the human tendency to err and the power of repentance and forgiveness. Finally, we explored the enduring legacy of Exodus, a story that has transcended time and space, inspiring countless generations with its lessons of faith, freedom, and resilience. As we close the book of Exodus, we are reminded of the power of faith, the pursuit of freedom, and the resilience of the human spirit. May we carry these lessons with us as we navigate the wilderness of our own lives in search of our personal promised lands.
Another day, another dive into the fascinating world we live in. If your curiosity is piqued, show your appreciation with a like or a subscribe. There's a treasury of knowledge waiting in our other videos. Dig in, explore, and remember, every day is a chance to take another look. Thank you for your time until our paths cross again. Thank you for watching.